Why does God test us if he knows the outcome? Have you ever wondered why a loving God would allow us to go through tests and trials, especially when he already knows the outcome? If you've ever felt like shouting, "God, why me?" Stay tuned, because today we're diving deep into this profound question. The answer might transform how you see challenges in your life. 1. Understanding God's nature. Let's start by understanding an essential truth. God is omniscient. Psalm 139 verse 4 tells us, "Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely." So yes, God already knows the outcome of every test we face. But here's the key. God's tests are not for him. They're for us. Just as a teacher gives tests not to learn what the student knows, but to help the student grow, God uses tests to refine, strengthen, and prepare us for his divine purposes. Proverbs 17 verse 3 says, "The crucible for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the heart." 2. The purpose of God's tests. Here's the question. What is God trying to accomplish through these tests? Let's look at some biblical examples. To reveal our faith. In Genesis 22, God tested Abraham by asking him to sacrifice his son Isaac. Did God already know Abraham's heart? Absolutely. But through this test, Abraham's faith became evident, not only to God, but to Abraham himself. It's in the test that we discover the depth of our faith. To refine us, James 1 verses 2 to 4 provides powerful insight. "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." God's tests aren't punishments. They're tools to shape us into the image of Christ, to prepare us for greater callings. Think about Joseph. He was sold into slavery by his brothers, falsely accused and imprisoned. Each trial was preparing him for his ultimate purpose, to save nations during a famine. In Genesis 50 verse 20, Joseph tells his brothers, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." 3. God's presence in the test. Here's a comforting truth. God doesn't test us and then leave us alone. He walks with us through every challenge. Isaiah 41 verse 10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Remember Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? When they were thrown into the fiery furnace, they weren't alone. A fourth figure, described as like a son of the gods, Daniel 3 verse 25, was with them. That's the promise for every believer. God doesn't abandon us in the fire. 4. How should we respond? When faced with tests, our response matters. Here are 3 biblical principles to guide us. 1. Trust in God's sovereignty. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6 reminds us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Trust that God's plans are for your good, even when they don't make sense in the moment. 2. Rejoice in the process. Paul writes in Romans 5 verses 3 to 4, "We also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. Your trials are building something eternal in you. Rejoice in that." 3. Persevere with faith. Galatians 6 verse 9 encourages us, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Stay faithful, even when the test feels overwhelming. Conclusion. Let's wrap up with this thought. Tests are not a sign of God's abandonment, but of his investment in you. Just as gold is purified in fire, your trials are refining you for a greater purpose. So, the next time you face a test, remember this. It's not about whether God knows the outcome. It's about who you are becoming through the process. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs encouragement today. Don't forget to subscribe for more faith-based insights and leave a comment. How have you seen God's hand in your trials? Let's encourage one another in the journey of faith. Stay blessed.